Each year, the North American racing season kicks off with Speed Weeks at Daytona. And for more than 4 decades, Speed Weeks has kicked off with a sports car racing classic. Welcome to the 42nd running of the Rolex 24.
The GT pole sitter, Johannes van Overbeek, will start from position 16 in the newly formed Flying Lizard Racing Porsche. Then we go back. You see the second of the PTG BMWs there, Nick Jönsson driving the 22 machine.
This block could move through this track all the time. Look at the track. Looks pretty simple, but turns 1 and 2. 2 really tightens up to a nice little right-left kink. Turn 3, you have no camber to help you. Dust picks up really quickly there from the sand. 4 is a very fast left-hander, especially in the dark when you can't see too well. 5 is tight. 6 goes in real tight and it unwinds as you go up onto the banking and go around NASCAR's 1 and 2. Down to the chicane, about 190 mile an hour as you get there. And 8, on the exit of 8, you've got to be very careful because the dust builds up near the wall.
Right at the top of the show, you heard Bob mention that weather is an issue. It's hardly a pretty picture here at Daytona International Speedway. It's cool, and there is a huge threat of rain. 80% chance of rain, Dorsey, and that's playing on the minds of these competitors.
Yeah, that's what everyone does not want, but it looks like it's going to happen.
Working our way towards the green, and we're very honoured to have Sir Sterling Moss as our Grand Marshal for the 42nd running of the Rolex 24 here at Daytona. An old friend of yours, I know you've seen him a few times this week.
Absolutely. Doesn't look a lot different, looking a little bit older, and of course he and I are two of the only people on the ground who did the very first race here back in 1962, and I can remember him strutting around. Of course, he won the class in a Ferrari GT 250, a beautiful car.
Chevrolets, they are marvellous looking cars. The BMWs are back, Tom Milner and his PTG BMWs, and here we go. We are underway with the 42nd running of the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Scott Pruitt leads them into the field, and already a pass down into turn 1. And it's Terry Borchella, the reigning Daytona prototype champion, who's not hanging around.
Oh my gosh, don't win the race on the first corner, everybody says, and Terry Borchella went down the inside there. This is that nasty little left-left kink as you come out of that turn 1 and 2 complex down to the International Horseshoe. 180-degree corner, long, easy enough corner, but they all hug the apex, and as the race goes on, they kick up a tremendous amount of sand.
Bad news with that aggressive move at the beginning was it made contact with 2 different cars already before he even got to turn 1, so that's not the way you start out. I'm sure his heart rate was very high right now. I think it's just grinding the body.
I thought it was fluid, but it's not, is it?
Yeah, it's just actually the carbon fiber grinding away. Boy, that's as far away from the pits as you could ever want to be.
Boy, just absolutely gone by the pit exit.
You'll remember Mike from last year. He was in the Red Bull Brumos 58.
Guys, the 21 PTG BMW is in. Now, interestingly enough, this team started 2 cars with the same driver lineup. Bill Auberlen is in this car right now. But they've got some kind of an engine problem. I know the engineer is plugged into the computer, and now they're looking underneath what looks to be the valve cover on this BMW. Not good news for them. The good news is, if there's any good news at all, is there's still a BMW running that the other drivers can get into and score points. The problem is, Bill Auberlen started in this car. The points that he gets or doesn't get come from this 21 BMW machine.
Well, that's the risk they take when they stay started.
Schrader in excess of 20 starts here at the Rolex 24 Hour. If you would like to email them any questions, just go to the link at speedtv.com. Send us your questions. It comes right. Some problems with Team PTG BMW. Brian Till is in their camp now. Can you update us there, Brian?
Absolutely, Lee. I'm here with Tom Milner. Tom, the 21 car in yet again. I know that you guys are playing a good strategy. You got 2 of them out there. When do you make the call to just go to 1 car and put your drivers in the 22?
Well, certainly not right now. We're playing our cards close here. We don't know what the problem is with the 21. It's an electrical problem, possibly the battery or the alternator, or could be a bad wire. The car runs fine and then suddenly doesn't want to run. So at this time, both of the cars will be running.
Imagine that, guys. Tom Milner playing his cards close to the vest. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Can you, Lee?
Yeah, I asked Tom earlier in the weekend. I said, it's great to see you back. Why have you come back, or why are you running in the Rolex series this year? And he said, really, this is what PTG, the Prototype Technology Group, is all about. We are endurance racers. And he said, this is what we would like to do this year. So we will see them throughout the year. Cal. Well, Donahue spins.
Oh, and pulls out from the other Red Bull car.
And gets going again. He was in 5th position when that happened, so he's lost a lot of ground, and now Didier Taze is right on board. Uh-oh, replay of last year. Remember these 2 guys last year? It was a boxing match between these 2. Well, let's see what happens this time, and Andy Wallace tucked in behind in the number 2, Sitco Crawford. There are some really nice-looking cars in this field.
I mean, I'm so impressed over last year of these new cars, the speed that they have, the way they've developed the bodies. They are real nice race cars.
That's the Doug Goad car right behind him. No, that's number 2 car.
That's Andy Wallace.
Andy Wallace.
Tucking in behind Didier Tays in the 27 Lexus-powered Doran. A car that came into the series late last year, won a pole at the hands of Bill Auberlen, didn't come up with a win, came very, very close, and really showed everyone the time we've seen off. Whoa, look at this.
Ooh, that's not good. Slow down, let that wheel catch up.
It has been a tough day for PTG BMW with Bill Auberlen.
Well, he's more fortunate. At least he's not too far from pit lane. He'll get back.
The whole idea to run 2 cars was to have one in reserve, and smart move on behalf of team principal Tom Milner, because they may be calling on that second car, because the 21 has hardly had a successful day so far.
There sits the wheel and tire combination.
Here is the real-time replay. Talk us through, Dorsey.
Well, look here. Yeah, it's come off already. He blew through the chicane. That's very, very smart right there. That was chicane. If he'd have turned through there, he's trying to get back to the pits the quickest way he can. There goes the tire and the wheel. And now he's going to get back. He is in the pits right now as we speak. That was probably a smart. Now he's going to be penalized for blowing off the chicane, maybe a lap. But it's better than being broke down out on the racetrack, which would be several laps.
Bill Auberlen, Rolex Series GT champion 2 years ago.
More problems for the 21. What's going on?
Well, apparently, after having fixed the initial problem, which was had something to do with the engine electronics, we discovered that now that we had a bad wheel gun, but we had already changed it. That was the problem with the wheel coming off. I guess those are the after effects. If you haven't raced endurance races for 2 years, somewhere along the line you get caught.
And is the 21 going to get it back out on track?
Yes, we'll fix it. We'll be back out.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's not reflective of PTG BMW. They are a slick outfit. They work incredibly hard to get the 6-cylinder engine into those, what were the 2001 GTR V8 powered cars. They'll be back, and they'll be back strong. We'll be back too. Was able to regroup and get it going, and Bill Auberlen lost his left front, cut the bus stop, decided to go straight ahead, and was able to limp back to pit lane and indeed the paddock and garage area.